Hello everyone. Well, I go away for a few days to London and my box cutter has decided to go away as well. So just going to have to hack at the box with some unsuitable scissors. Awful lot of parcel tape here. So I asked for the wheels to be protected of this Hoover Compact. Now this Hoover Compact has appeared, I believe, on YouTube before. So talk about sloppy seconds, this must be sloppy fifths. They would have been the original purchaser and then possibly they sold it to one person and that other person sent it to another person to tart up, and then it went back to the original person who bought it and then they sold it to somebody else and then finally I got it. I always end up with them in the end, you know. Not always. Sometimes. Right. So this will have been tarted up, done up. Shouldn't be anything I need to do with it. I do have two other examples of the Compact Electronic. And I don't think I've even shown them. One is similar to this, but a more burgundy colour, which is an exclusive Compact Electronic. And then I think I've got yet a later version than this. With the handle that goes all the way through. I'll show you what I mean. You've also seen a blue basic compact in the boxy style. You've also seen the sable brown compact super on my channel. Right, okie dokie. If the hose, I mean the hose is probably good enough, but currently at the time of filming there is a brand new hose available on eBay for this. So that's the hose. Wow, it has been well wrapped up. Out you come. That's the cleaner. Couple of wands, and I'll have something to say about the wands shortly. That must be the contour head. And I think that's it's a lot of bubble wrap and packaging peanuts that will have to be disposed of. Okie dokie folks, to save you falling asleep, I'll pause the video, unwrap everything, and we'll take a closer look at this Hoover Compact Electronic. Here is the Hoover Compact Electronic out of its bubble wrap prison, and I'm glad to report that the wheels have survived the trip. Now, Hoover Compact. I've shown you many Hoover Compacts on my channel. The first Hoover Compact, I think it came out 82, 83. Completely different style to this. This is known as the Boxy Compact. And there were three models originally on the original series. The basic green one, which I've shown you on my channel. Then the Compact Super, which was a similar colour to this with auto chord rewind and back check indicator. And the Compact Total System, which was in two-tone beige colour, which incorporated a power hose and the Hoover Electrokinetic power head. I did have one of those from brand new, but yes, it went in the 90s when I did my big cull. That is a huge regret. So the second generation came in 4 models. This was the lower to mid. So there was a basic one, and the original basic one was a sort of nondescript cream. Then there was the Compact Super in the brown. You've seen that on my channel. You might have seen, oh, you've seen a blue version of the basic one, but that came later. This is from I think this is from the first generation of the second generation. Gets rather confusing. Then so there's 4 models, yes. Compact Electronic, Compact Super, that came before the Electronic, and then there was Compact Electronic Total System, and the one I had was a lighter blue colour that had the Turbo 300 power head, and there was another generation after which was more of a dark blue. So there was at least 2 generations of this, and one change they made was Hoover called a right through handle. So it does have a carry handle here, but the later versions you could actually put your hand right through. Here you can't. They had a few other little tweaks as well, but basically the cleaner was the same. So yes, very shiny. I have given it a little bit of a polish as well, so it's probably a bit shinier than it was. It's been used, obviously, by whoever owned it originally and the other people that bought it. So, nice burgundy colour, made in France. Now, I think we can date this to 88. This is Hoover model S3462, made in France, trademarks of Hoover PLC, 50 Hz, 1000 watts, 240 volts, it's double insulated. So the serial number after the model number S3462 is 8010635. So I believe this does make this cleaner from 1988. That's certainly when it came off the production line in the Hoover factory in Dijon, France. I actually purchased one of these brand new from the Grattan catalogue. That's a name from the past, if you can remember that. And it blew up. It was brand new. I unboxed it, plugged it in, switched on, it went bang, and I sent it back, and I think I didn't get another one. I probably bought something different. I might have bought a Hoover Aqua Plus, the larger blue version. It was around about the same time, I think. But yes, also I'm pretty sure, although with this one we've got plastic wands, I'm fairly sure the electronic had metal wands. The base model and the Compact Super certainly had plastic, but I'm sure the electronic and total system came with metal wands. So I don't think these are the original wands. For some reason we've got plastic. I could be wrong, but I've checked brochures and it shows it with plastic, not plastic, with metal wands. So we have built-in tools on this model, and it warns you in the instruction book. We don't have the instruction book here. It says don't use the cleaner without the tool caddy, because I suppose that helps to provide some rigidity, maybe. I'm not sure. If you don't have the tool caddy in and you're blocking off the suction, it might cause the top to flex and then eventually crack. Who knows? But you can use it without, it doesn't, I mean you shouldn't, but it doesn't affect the suction. Unlike the Sensortronics, if you were to take out the tool caddy, then the suction would be greatly reduced because the tool caddy sealed the bag compartment. But on this one, there is a seal. It's also, of course, the furniture guard, but it also seals the suction in. We have a bag, and these aren't very good. I mean, they don't fit very securely. There's I certainly need to put a new bag in that. I have got bags, it's a bit worn. It's reusable. You can slide off the clip, empty out the dirt, and you can see pictured, that's one of the older style compacts. We do have an air freshener feature. Now I can guarantee, I know what that one is. I'll give it a sniff. It's not really got the odour I expected it to have. That is a very, very rare, I mean these are rare anyway, the Hoover air fresheners now, to buy them brand new in a packet, very hard to get hold of. So there were 4 fragrances, but Hoover dropped this one. This one was actually called Tobacco Clear, and it was designed to be used in cleaners if you had smokers in your household. So as I said, I've still got at least 2 sealed in the packet. There was Tobacco Clear, Orchard Blossom, Summer Meadow, and Spring Bouquet. They were the 4 fragrances. So that, yeah, trademarks. And these are actually manufactured by a company called Airball, and it said on the packet, made by Airball for Hoover PLC. So that slots into there. We've got yeah, some bits come out of the bag. Very basic filtration on this model. Behind this little spring, little clip thing. And the hose forms part of the seal, so you can see how the hose is shaped when the bag's in position, but it, you know, you can see this little silicone doodah's perished, which is probably why there's bits inside here. So I can't do a full demo of this with dirt, not until I've got another bag, and I've certainly got plenty of bags for this. Right, so that clips into there. The tools, pretty standard fare. We get crevice tool for your nooks and crannies. a dusting tool, and I'm pretty sure this is the correct dusting tool. The original Sensortronics had a sort of more rounded tool, but I think they've redesigned it to fit inside this particular caddy. I think if you were to put the original Sensortronic type dusting tool, it probably wouldn't fit, but this is the same all-purpose nozzle fitted to most of the French made machines. It was different for the UK made machines like the Powerglide and Freedom and Spirit. So I do believe, yeah, there's still bits. I think it is all original, this. So there's the tool caddy that way around, isn't it? Like so. We've got some, well, it's got some filtration here. This is the exhaust grill, and you can see some white filtration material behind it. That originally would have been quite an open foam black filter. More of a diffuser really. It didn't really filter, it just more or less diffused the air. But they perished, they always perish on these machines and similar models, so that's obviously been replaced by something else that's white, which will give slightly better filtration than the original one. So the air exhausts out of here, but it actually comes out of the grill at the back when, of course, the cover is closed. So if I close the cover and turn the clean around, we can see the exhaust vent at the back. That's nice, it's not broken. All in one piece there. Sometimes those can break if you bang into things. We also have a little bit of an exhaust here and a rose symbol, so that symbolises the air freshener. But basically most of the air does still come out the back, and when you've got the air freshener in, the smell just comes out whatever orifice it can, you know, either through this part or through the back. But I say most of the exhaust air will vent out of the back of the cleaner. Here's the control panel. So you've got foot operated on-off switch and automatic cord rewind, and you've got electronic control here. On the second generation of this second generation, they made some changes to this part as well. They gave it a slightly bigger control here, so it's easier to push. And it might have been slidable with your foot. The new one was bigger and it had little sort of lines on it, so I think it was made so you could use your foot to change the suction. So, you know, you can go from the lowest setting for your curtains, upholstery, fitted carpets and rugs, and then finally maximum for your hard floors. And here we have the piston style bag check indicator that will fluctuate during use and eventually show red if you have a blockage or a very full bag. Here is where there would be a power takeoff socket for the total system models, and I don't think you could ever buy a power head as an option for the compacts. Possibly the previous generation, the Compact Super, as far as I know, did have a power takeoff socket. The basic green compact certainly didn't. But yes, on the deluxe version with a power takeoff socket and the power hose and the Turbo 300 head, there would have been a little socket there you'd plug in, so it would be incorporated in the hose. It would be a different hose which would incorporate, you know, the electrical connections, and then you just take a little bit of the pigtail connector, whatever, and plug it into there. And that, of course, is where we plug the hose in. So that's what we'll do now. You have to line up. Yeah, it's not a very tight fit. I think I will order the, I don't know if it make much difference, but I'm going to order the replacement doodah. That's a bit stiff. So yeah, there's a genuine brand new hose for this on eBay now, so I'll get that ordered. So this is the, I don't know if they called it pistol grip or petrol pump style, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's got this style with a suction relief doodah and a button that releases the wands or whatever nozzle you've got. So you can connect the wands or you can connect the nozzle directly to that, but you have to press the button to release it. And then it's Hoover's lock ring, so that's good because it's let me just move myself, or rather move the camera so you can see the lock ring system. So you turn that to lock it, and that's not broken. They often break around here. Is this one intact? That one's intact as well. So the wands lock together with a twist, and then we haven't looked at this. Yeah, it's quite well used. You can see the writing's nearly come off there, and this was the more basic contour nozzle. The original one would have had a clear window that showed you if you had it on hard floor or carpet setting. So you've got single pedal. It's up for carpet, so the brushes are up, so the metal base glides across the carpet. 1 litre picker. You never had two. I did query this with Hoover. I wrote them a letter way back in the day, and I said, I think it's when I got my Hoover Sensatronic Total System 5, I asked about should there be another litter picker there, and they said no, although there is space for one. So press the pedal, and then the brush comes down for your hard floor cleaning. Got side suction channels as well. And then that fits on to the end. Again, lock the ring, closed. I wonder what this nozzle's going to be like on my plush pile. We'll start the cleaner off on low anyway. Now it might switch on, so let's put it down to minimum. Doesn't sound as good as it would have sounded back in 1988. It's not bad. It does have a bit of a smell though. There is a bit of a burny smell, but that probably will fade. Anyway, if I put a brand new air freshener in, it'll disguise that, as long as it's not going to blow up. Before I give it a push, let's get the old suction gauge out, shall we? See what suction this is going to produce. Well, let me just switch on again. Now I'm going to switch on at full power. This will not have a slow start, a soft start feature. Pretty sure it'll just start at maximum when I press the on button. There's a funny squeaky noise. Did you hear that? Right, I've got my doodah. Now because of the this leaks suction when there's no attachment in it, so I'll put this little doodah in to help seal it a bit better. There we go. Right, so you'll all know if you've watched my channel for a while, I normally use a Henry as a sort of a modern comparison. So 620 watt pneumatic Henry on my gauge at the hose end measures around 80. So what's this 1000 watt 1988 Hoover going to measure? I can tell you it's going to be less. I can definitely tell you that. Right, there we are. Let's set it up and see what it measures. That's quite a slow wind down, isn't it? Anyway, the Hoover Compact Electronic measured around 66. That's the devil's number on my gauge. Let's hope you're not going to blow up like my original one. Right, we'll give you a push. I've no idea what this contour... I think I have used the contour head on this carpet. It was probably during my 10th anniversary video when I showed you that Hoover Sensatronic Total System 50. I think I used the electrokinetic head as well as the contour head possibly on the carpet. I certainly demonstrated the contour head on my hard floor. Again, I'm going to start off on slow speed. I always used to do that anyway back in the day. Any cleaner that had electronic control, I would normally start it off on the low power and then increase. That's no problem on minimum. I'm going to ramp it up to the rug setting or fitted carpet setting. Yeah, harder to push, not too bad. Now maximum. Yeah, it's doable, it's still a bit of a workout. Yeah, still makes, I don't know if you can hear that squeak. Still makes a little bit of a squeal, as if there's a mouse trapped inside. Let's hope not. I think it's some sort of rubber seal or something that's causing a little fart noise. Right, let's check the old cord rewind. Yeah, no, wrong with that, folks. There we are. So, very happy with this. It's nice to have another Hoover from this era, an era when most of my contemporaries were out getting drunk and meeting girls. No, not me. I was staying in, collecting vacuum cleaners and not meeting anyone, not drinking, not having fun. But my fun was, I know it's pathetic, but that's where I got my fun and entertainment, collecting vacuums, getting old ones, fixing them up. Looking at vacuum brochures. Don't forget, folks, it's before the internet. There wasn't much to do back then. But I certainly enjoyed my 80s and 90s with vacuum cleaners. I think it was, I had them in the 70s as well. I am old, but I used to get second-hand ones. Used to go to jumble sales and find them second-hand. Sometimes would be offered them. Teachers and friends I might get one from. But I think it was the 80s when my collection really started, when I got a Saturday job, had some money and I could buy them. But thank the Lord for mail order catalogues, so I could pay for these, you know, on the weekly. Even though I was too young to have one when I first had one, I got one in my mum's name, and I always kept up my payments. I didn't pay every week, you know, I'd send a cheque off once a month to pay for whatever cleaners I bought from Grattan or Freeman's catalogue. Whichever catalogue I had, or Littlewood's one. And this definitely was a machine I did own back in the day. And I think it was a Grattan catalogue I bought it from. No idea how much it was. Obviously catalogue prices were a little bit more than high street prices because you got interest-free credit and free delivery in return. So it might have been about £90, I'm not sure really. But anyway, it's a handsome little machine. Very pleased to have it. It's going to stay in my collection for a while. Probably for quite some time. I do like Hoovers. I do like the old Hoovers. My favourite vintage brand are Hoover. If you have any comments or questions about this Hoover or other Hoovers that you might want to know about, and I'm talking about Hoover the brand, not Hoover vacuum cleaners. Well, yes, Hoover vacuum cleaners. Well, you might as well comment below and I'll see if I can answer your questions. I do read every single comment. All the bad ones get deleted. I can't answer every single comment, but if you ask me a specific question, I do try and answer those. But if you make a statement, I might not respond, but I have read everything. I do keep an eye on everything that's said under my videos. You've got to this day and age. So there we go. Thanks to the seller, the last person I bought this from on eBay. I think it was a buy it now. If it was reasonable, I think it was about £70. So thank you, if you're watching, for packaging up so well. Because the last video I made, you haven't seen it yet, or you might have done. Yeah, it was a Hoover Turbo Power, which was smashed to smithereens, but we have a happy ending for this video. Bye for now, folks. Don't forget, stay tuned. More Hoover fun coming up very soon. Bye for now.